Greetings, Eric Bakker. Thank you for coming back. I'm going to do a video today I thought about for a little while, and it's based on lots of questions I get asked. As you can imagine, I get asked lots of stuff, but I haven't got the time to answer all of these questions. Otherwise, I'd be 6 foot under. I can't do it. It's not possible. Okay, so here's a video I put together called 10 Commandments of a Candida Diet. Now, I'm not Jesus. I'm not Allah, I'm not Buddha, I'm not a religious kind of person. Okay, so this has got nothing to do with the Bible or Quran or the Book of Mormon or nothing like that. All right, so let's keep religious stuff out of this, but I have called it the 10 Commandments. All right. Now, a lot of these may seem simple to you. In fact, when you watch this video, you'll go, God, that guy's a nut job. He's telling the same stuff all the time, you know. I'm going to go and watch fluffy cat videos, or I'm going to go and watch some other kind of stuff, Justin Bieber or whatever people watch, I don't know. But that's fine. Click off. That's all right. This video is primarily for people who've done so many protocols, who've been to so many doctors, who've tried so many Candida diets, who've tried so many different types of, situations to get on top of their problem, but they seem to be getting stuck, or they're relapsing, or they're going back, or they're finding it like impossible to get better. Now remember, there's a lot of complexity in simplicity. I'll say it again. There's a lot of complexity in simplicity. If you do something really well, okay, to the best of your ability, and you can't possibly do any better than that, that to me is complexity, because it's not easy to do a basic thing really, really well. All right? One of my music teachers always said to me, practice makes perfection, but perfect practice breeds ultimate perfection. So if you do things, whether you're around people or not around people, to the best of your ability, particularly these 10 things I'm going to talk about, okay, and you still have issues with your digestive system, whether you've got blasto, like a parasite, or candida, or bacteria, or whatever kind of gut issue you've got, if you still have serious issues beyond, doing to the best of your ability these 10 points, then something really needs to be, checked out real carefully. Right? Something's wrong. Either you're not engaging properly in the program, or you're following the wrong kind of protocol. The consultations I had yesterday, in particular 2 people, proved to me once again that basic stuff done properly can fix cases up of people who've been suffering for 10, 15 plus years of problems. People who spend tens of thousands of dollars going to all kinds of doctors, and yet they didn't do the basic stuff right. All right? So let's go over some 10 basic commandments here, and let's nail these down real hard so you're going to do them right. So that gives me a lot of confidence knowing then that if you follow this kind of stuff, your outcome is likely to be significantly improved, rather than not. All right, let's start. Number 1, all right, thou shalt relax and not be so overly concerned about everything that goes into your mouth. This to me creates anxiety on a whole new level. Every time you go out, or when you're at home with friends, or people bring food over, if you get really, really, really anxious and worked up every time you eat something, it's a real problem. You've got to change your relationship with food. I'm telling you now, you can't keep thinking like that. Change tack, try different types of foods, but simple diets, I'll say it again, simple diets work the best. I had a patient yesterday, and every time she eats particular types of foods, she'll sprinkle turmeric powder on it. Or every time she eats a meal, she'll chop up fresh garlic and put that in with it. As much as I really like this lady, I think she's gorgeous. Her focus is too much on killing, 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 killing. You can't keep thinking like that. You can't keep thinking everything you're going to eat is going to kill Candida, or it's going to feed Candida. It's a dumb way to think. All right? These are assumptions you're making based on probably junk you read online, or junk that people tell you. Stop getting this idea in your head that Candida is fed by different foods. Don't just think about Candida. Think about the balance of all of the microbes in the gut. Think about the digestive problems that you built around these bugs, For example, low functioning stomach, low functioning pancreas. You may have an issue with the small bowel. You may have an issue with the large bowel. There could be issues all around the gut. And these issues may need to be tackled differently than you think. But purely by looking at a food and saying good or bad based on your idea whether it's going to feed Candida or not is a dumb idea. All right? Let's just say it again. It's a dumb idea. Now, if you want to click off and look at those fluffy cat videos, away you go. But I'm going to keep going. I'm on to commandment number 2 now. All right? Thou shalt choose thy friends carefully especially when eating out or getting people over. You're influenced tremendously by the people that you hang with. So if you hang with people who party and like to drink, beers and have pizzas and smoke weed and stuff like that, that's fine by me. But it may not be the right approach if you're on a Candida kind of diet. It may not be the right approach if you're serious about getting your health on track. Sometimes, having friendships like gardening, you've got a bit of pruning to do, if you get my drift, all right? Sometimes there's an old tree in the yard, you just got to get rid of it, chop it out. Other times you've got a little bit of gentle slashing to do, Just chop a few things away, meaning, oh, I'm sorry, but I'm not available on that day. Can't make it. I'm really busy. I'm sorry. But if you become a little bit less available, you'll find that the friends will often want to party with other people or go somewhere else. If you want to take your health to a whole new level and you're hanging with people who don't take your health seriously, maybe they need to take their friendship somewhere else. All right? Now, that sounds callous and hard, but I've seen too many people being dragged down by people around them. All right? That's commandment number 2. Commandment number 3, thou shalt shop less at supermarkets and less at convenience stores. Thou shalt shop less on impulse and buying things like that, right? Better to go to farmers markets, or better to make a relationship with people that grow food, all right? There are lots of people all around the world like me that grow food, and I'm quite keen always to swap stuff. I've got raspberry overload, so I'll gladly swap raspberries for kilograms or pounds of really nice organic apples. Now I can do that. Now maybe you can't do that, but what I'm saying is form a relationship or try and meet someone who grows stuff. And if the person's like me and they're pretty keen on not using all this toxic junk in the yard, then you're probably going to get quite a clean kind of food to eat. And believe me, there are a lot of people now that grow organic food, whether it's meats or grains or vegetables or fruits. You'll find them out there. You just have to go tick, 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 tick on the keyboard and you'll find them. All right? The only thing you want to buy at the supermarket is toilet paper, all right, or maybe a bit of soap. Okay, where are we now? We are commandment number 4. Thou shalt get thy kitchen in order. Okay, thou shalt make the changes necessary. So take a garbage bag to your pantry or refrigerator. If I walked into your house right now with a big garbage bag, what am I going to be throwing out if I walked into the kitchen? Would I need a small garbage bag, or would I need a skip? What would I need? Right? It's up to you. You have to think about that one. Before you start on a Candida diet, it's good to do that kind of approach, to clean everything out, get the junk out of your life, and then replenish all your stocks with nice food, the food that I talk about in all these videos. That's going to remove temptation. You're moving your friend out of the room who's going to push that, gin and tonic in your face, or vodka or whatever you drink. I don't know what you drink, but get the stuff out of your room so it's not in your face, chocolate bar there, or some Cheerios there or stuff like that. Move all that out. You're less temptation, less likely. Most people, for example, will like to eat a bit of chocolate, but driving down to the store to buy chocolate, means you really want chocolate bad. You'll kill for it. But if you haven't got it in your pantry or in your refrigerator or whatever, you're less likely to snack on it than if you've actually got it physically in the house. Am I right? Probably. So that's one thing I'd like you to do, is really go through that pantry and refrigerator and bin everything, okay, that is not right. I guarantee you there'll be stuff in your fridge now, not everybody, but a majority of people watching this, there'll be stuff lurking in the back that needs to go in the garbage can. All right? Commandment number 5, thou shalt be kind to yourself. And tell yourself it's going to take time, and I'm going to make the changes necessary in my life to get my health back on track. And I'm also not going to just look at food. I'm going to look at all the things in my life that could influence me in a bad way. My relationships, my occupation, my neighbors, all the people around me. I'm going to try and fix things up. I'm sick of feeling like crap. I'm going to try and be nice to people, trying to work out why all these problems are occurring. I'm eating a good diet. I'm not feeling good inside. I'm going to try and fix that up by smoothing out the rough spots. All right? Be kind to yourself. No need to kick yourself up the butt. The Candida is doing a good job with that already. All right? By being kind to yourself and cutting yourself some slack. And I don't mean going down to, Wendy's or Domino's and getting a big, 2-scoop ice cream to reward yourself. I'm talking more about, maybe a facial or, massage, or getting your feet massaged, or going, away on a weekend trip with your partner. Those are things you can do to really enjoy yourself and to reward yourself for the steps you've taken to really get your health back on track. So always be kind to yourself. Let's have a look here. Commandment number 6. Ignore what you read online. Actually, sounds like God, doesn't it? Thou shalt ignore what thou reads online. Right? You are unique. You are a totally unique individual. So your protocol is going to be different for Mary's over here and Peter's over there, because this is you we're talking about. We're not talking about some random guy on, Facebook that wrote some stuff about his auntie's pet dog having God knows what. Forget about what people write about themselves. It doesn't relate to you. All right? If I call you over to my house and I have 4 different types of people with their favorite dishes, and you and I are sitting there, are you going to enjoy each of those 4 favorite dishes? One's going to turn your stomach. Don't think you're somebody else. You are yourself. You're unique. Your protocol needs to be crafted for you, okay? Based on your set of factors, based on your digestive power, based on your lifestyle. It's something you can do by watching a lot of my videos and understanding that uniqueness is very real. And this is what we need to tap into, your strengths and weaknesses. Okay, I hope you got that point. It's a tricky one, but ignore what you read online, all right? Especially when you get this cure in 1 hour, all this kind of crap. Don't believe it. Commandment number 7. Thou shalt understand that changes are entirely necessary. All right? Changes in your lifestyle are necessary. If you're one of these people who've been sick an awfully long time, and you keep trying one diet and another diet and another diet, you keep trying this pill and that pill, and it's not working, and you keep doing it over and over again. Imagine if you had a leaky tap, and you kept getting a plumber in for 15 flipping years to fix the tap, and it kept dripping. Oh, well, we'll try another plumber. Man, that guy would be gone in a flash. Think about it. Changes are necessary. You need to make change if you want to have a change. If you don't make the lifestyle changes, you're probably not going to get well long term. You may get symptomatic relief, like a lot of doctors will like you to have to keep you on pills or whatever, but you're not going to get that long-term, deep-seated wellness that you're looking for if you don't make those fundamental changes of things that are really upsetting you on a deep level, like your mother-in-law, okay, like your boss. Something there, get rid of it, deal with it, fix it up. It's one of the most important commandments here. If you're stuck, you need to unstick yourself by firing the people around you that need firing. Call them what you want. They could be negative people, they could be toxic people or whatever, but they're just as bad as eating a donut, in my opinion. A donut an hour, more like it. Commandment number 8. Thou shalt avoid antibiotics at all costs. The worst drugs you can take if you're trying to recover. Sore tooth, 2 weeks on antibiotics could set you back 6 months. Acne, antibiotics, for 6 months duration could set you back 10 years in some cases. All right? So think about it carefully. Why would you want to keep pointing a gun at yourself all the time? Because to me, that's what an antibiotic is like. It's Russian roulette. All right? You don't know how many bullets are in that gun, meaning you don't know how long the dysfunction is going to last. I'd be very careful if I were you about antibiotics. This video will be up within, hopefully 10, 20, 30 years from now, and someone will look at it and go, man, I wish we never take that crap back then. But look at this guy. He's actually warning us back then, and all this stuff came out, and it will come out one day. Right? It will come out. It's coming out now, but you'll see, mark my words, I'll be gone. Antibiotics will be banned, and it's coming in. But it won't be now. It'll be well down the track. They will never use those drugs again. I can see that. My grandkids will likely never use antibiotics. There'll be a totally different way of dealing with bugs. And you know where I think it's going to come from? It's going to come from the probiotic angle. They'll have genetic testing up to such a high degree, they'll be able to fingerprint every single bug in your gut entirely and work out the correct balance when you're healthy and know how to repopulate that when you're sick. And that's going to be the end of pharmaceutical medicine. And you'll see I'm correct. And that'll be coming in. Wish I were there long enough to see it all. Right, commandment number 8. Thou shalt test thy gut before thou starts taking active, strong treatment. If you go on a road trip in a new country, if you go on an ocean journey, you've got a sailboat. If you go out of space in a flying saucer, Wherever you go, you probably need some kind of map or some kind of idea where you're going, all right? How long it's going to get there? What's it going to cost to get there? What resources do I need to get there? All those sort of things will be worked out before you actually go on that journey. But the crazy thing is people never do it when they do a treatment for their gut. They just say, oh, we'll give this a bit of a try. Oh, let's try that. Oh, that's not working. Let's try that. They've got no roadmap. They've got no understanding where they're going, how long it's going to take, how strong or how light they need to treat. They know nothing. They're flying blind. It's like being in an airplane with a pair of sunglasses, 2 pairs of sunglasses on. You've got no idea where you're going. You're going to crash into something. You need a map. And stool testing is a map. And I've learned how to read maps real good. I've read thousands of maps over the years, so you get to develop a skill in that. The patient I had yesterday, I read a stool report in about 2 minutes. I summarized it quick. And all we did was we treated one tiny little thing in that test. We didn't like throw 50 pills at this person. We didn't sign the person up for 20 consultations ahead and milk 10 grand out of it. That's not the idea of medicine. Very careful analysis and a fine-tuned prescription is going to work 10 times better, than just throwing pills at someone and saying, try this or try that, because you've got no idea what you're doing half the time. Functional testing is far more important than most people think, particularly for the digestive system. You'll be surprised how it can shorten your treatment by doing that, which means you save a lot of money and a lot of time and a lot of misery. And I've got hundreds of patients out there right now that will put up their hand and test and would give me a testimony to that. Commandment number 10, okay? Thou shalt understand that setbacks are totally normal, right, and natural. Reward yourself, as we've spoken about. You need to make the changes if you want to expect a change in your life. You need to keep the good habits going and slowly, one by one, identify a bad habit and kick it out, just boot it out, all right? If you've got a lot of people some people are really nice, some people are nice, some people are not so nice, and some people, well, we're not going to go there. You're probably going to get rid of a couple of those people, aren't you? You're going to chop them out. We talked about that in a previous point. This is one of the most important points of the commandments, is making the necessary changes in your life, cleaning up your act both diet-wise and lifestyle-wise, understanding it's going to take time, and be kind on yourself during that process. Removing temptation by cleaning out the refrigerator, understanding that most of the information online about Candida is pure, well, put the expletive in there that you want to put in there, okay? I'm a bit like Donald Trump. It's fake news. There's a lot of fake Candida news out there, all right? Am I fake? Maybe some of the stuff I say is a bit fake. I don't know. You can take it any way you want it. I've been seeing patients an awfully long time to know, in my opinion, what's fake and what's non-fake. And with now the advent of social media and the internet, there's a lot of fake stuff out there. And a lot of it's primarily designed either to scare people or annoy people or confuse people. I can honestly tell you some of the information I read is completely laughable. But if you're coming from a lay person's perspective, you may not understand that laughability. You may actually take it serious. All right? If it sounds crazy or really wacky, it probably is. So just be careful. So this is a video you may want to watch once or twice and write some very important points down that, regarding yourself, regarding these commandments, because it's going to help you navigate a nice path through this Candida mess. So I hope some of that information was useful for you. Thanks for tuning in.